Hey guys, YouTuber 100 here. Alright, and now continuing with these next top 10 best hand-drawn animated Disney movie reviews. Now here to review what I have as number 3, which is Bambi. So, yeah, Bambi is definitely like a really good movie. Yeah, the last few movies I actually have in this list, these are movies I was actually like really tempted to put on the first list that I did a couple years ago. So yeah, these films just like barely missed the cut of making the of actual like the first list that I did. So yeah, this is definitely like a really good movie. Of course, like what this movie is like most well known for is of course the death of Bambi's mom, which yeah, everyone has said is like one of the saddest deaths of all time, and yeah, it really is tragic. But yeah, that's not the only really thing about this film that's really known. I mean, and this is really like one of like probably like one of the more famous Walt Disney animated movies. This is along the lines of like Snow White and Pinocchio and so on and so forth. I mean, yeah, this was one of the earlier Disney films. I think like this came out just like right after Dumbo did. So yeah, this was just like I think like the fifth animated Disney movie ever made, and yeah, it definitely was really good. I mean, yeah, it's basically just like a coming of age story, and yeah, this film is basically just about like Bambi's life as he's growing up, and yeah, it just shows like how really what did happen with him, like as he was growing up, such as like learning how to walk and talk, and yeah, it also like shows him making some friends and just basically like learning about the dangers of life and just like really adjusting to his life because yeah, in this film yeah, it is shown that as it starts off, Bambi is like really just he does have a much bigger connection with his mother, and his father really is not really around that much. I mean, yeah, Bambi's father is of course like as just about all you know. He's the great prince of the forest, and yeah, Bambi is actually doesn't is unaware that the great prince of the forest actually is his father. I mean, he doesn't actually find it out like until when his mother dies. So yeah, and plus yeah, we don't really see like that much of Bambi with his father in this movie. I mean, just like in that scene where Bambi's mother dies, when it is then revealed that the Great Prince of Forest is Bambi's father. Afterwards, like it just like the only time we really ever see Bambi with his father anymore is just like as Bambi is like growing up, and it just shows like he he's with his father and just helping him evade like the man who in this film. And yeah, speaking of the man, like it's really interesting how we don't actually ever see the man who's like a hunter, and like the man is the one who, of course, like killed Bambi's mother. And yeah, we never actually do see the man in this film. So yeah, it is kind of clever how they don't actually really show the villain here, but yeah, we just like know like who he is and really what he does and stuff. So yeah, it's an interesting way of like displaying the villain in this film. So yeah, and of course like this film, like of course like Bambi's friends are like Thumper the rabbit, Flower the skunk, and of course like Bambi also does have like another a girl deal a girl deer who he befriends Faline. So yeah, Bambi does have like a good number of friends in this film. And yeah, they're all like pretty memorable characters. I mean, specifically Thumper. I mean, people really do seem to know Thumper a lot. And yeah, of course, like there's also like the connection with Bambi and his mother, which yeah, we see like Bambi really just like really like grow really attached to his mother as he is like growing up and stuff. So yeah, it really does like because of like the connection that Bambi does have with his mother. It really does make it like a lot more heartfelt when Bambi's mother actually does die because I mean we just got to see so much of Bambi with his mother, and then when she finally dies and maybe never gets to see her again. So yeah, it just makes it like a lot more emotional when she dies. I mean, yeah, this is a little bit more how I feel that it should have been with Littlefoot and his mother when and like how it was when she died in The Land Before Time. I mean, yeah, like I told you back when I reviewed The Land Before Time, I mean, I just really didn't find it very emotional, just because, I mean, for one thing, like, it just, I really didn't understand how she died, because it was just like a very small wound that she got while fighting the sharp tooth, and at the same time, like, she died, like, really early on in the movie. I mean, if it would have been like this, where we would have actually gotten to see more of a bond with Littlefoot and his mother, it would have, like, well, it still may not have made a lot of sense how she died. I mean, when she did die, it would have made it like a lot more heartfelt, seeing how big of the connection Littlefoot did have with his mother, and so yeah, that's how it really, you know, it really did like get that kind of a thing like here. Like we did kind of get to see like that, see that sort of connection, and yeah, it just really did make it like a lot more heartfelt when Bambi's mom died. So yeah, there's that. And so yeah, and yeah, like Nostalgia could have pointed out back when he did like the top 11 saddest nostalgic moments, like what comes like immediately after Bambi's mom's death, it's just like so strange. Just like it shows like just all the birds just chirping, and with that like that happy music, just like that's how you follow up a really sad scene. So yeah, that's just really strange as well. But yeah, it is like a really good movie overall. I mean, you have like the characters, of course, are memorable, and it has memorable scenes, of course, and just yeah, it also does have like quite a bit of intensity to it. I mean, it does have like quite the number of intense scenes in here, like when Bambi's older and he is fighting with another sort of a fawn who is kind of like also interested in Faline, and then Bambi ends up like fighting the other fawn and basically just ending up like beating him down. And of course, it also has like that ending scene where like the man is like returned to the forest, and basically like the forest is just catching fire, and so then Bambi is basically like trying to save Faline from being destroyed, as well as like Bambi and his father are also like, as well as the other animals in the forest, are trying to like find shelter away from the fire and stuff. So yeah, it has like a lot of intense scenes like that. So yeah, it has the number of intense scenes like that, and like some real emotional scenes, like when Bambi's mom dies. So yeah, it really does like really have a lot of things to make it like a really really great, well, good, memorable movie. So yeah, I would give this film 3.5 stars out of 4. Yeah, it just is like a really enjoyable movie with like emotion, action, some great scenes. So yeah, it pretty much like has even balanced pretty much everything to make it a very good movie. Alright, so yeah, let me just get right into it. Alright, so as the movie opens up, it does show that the baby's mother gives birth to him and stuff, and then yeah, it is revealed, like I said, that Bambi's father is the Great Prince of the Forest, and really like the duty of the Great Prince of the Forest is basically just to guard all the creatures in the woods from the dangers of any hunters that may visit the forest. And then yeah, Bambi of course like ends up like befriending other animals in the forest, such as a Thumper. And yeah, as like Bambi is like really young, Thumper is like helping Bambi learn how to walk and talk and stuff. And also, well, like there's of course like the skunk, a flower, and some other animal like that. Yeah, yeah, and yeah, just showing how Bambi is growing up, and he really is like very attached with his mother. And yeah, Bambi, just as he's like really young, is learning like the dangers of life as a forest creature. And then like he, at one point, like Bambi actually does actually see the Great Prince once, and it's showing that just the Great Prince is just like looking at Bambi, not really saying a word. And as I said before, Bambi isn't was not aware that the Great Prince actually was his father yet at this time. And then, as it showed the Great Prince and wandering uphill, it then showed a man, the hunter. Hunter had been was nearby. Yeah, well, of course, like as I said earlier, we did never actually see him in this film, but yeah, we do like feel his presence. Yeah, and then yeah, the animals then just like rushed over to the meadow, to their safety, and then it showed like Bambi like ended up being separated from his mother very briefly, but then the Great Prince got them back together and led them to safety, and then we could actually hear like just the man firing his gun. Yeah, we did hear that a few times in the film, just like with the gun firing, but as I said, we don't actually see the man ever in this film, so yeah. And then during Bambi's first winter, like Bambi and Thumper were then playing in the snow, and it showed a flower hibernating since it was the winter time. And as Bambi and his mother were finding some food, the man then showed up again, and then, of course, like Bambi and his mother were making a run for it, and yeah, Bambi was mother was just telling him to run faster and not to look back, and then yeah, it showed Bambi ended up escaping, but we heard the gunshot, and of course, like Bambi's mother was killed. Yeah, and then it just showed that Bambi was like trying to find his mother after like he escaped from the man, and of course, like he didn't find his mother, and then yeah, the Great Prince then approached Bambi and then just told Bambi his mother can't be with him anymore. And yeah, he then just called Bambi his son. So then, yeah, that was when it was revealed to Bambi that the Great Prince was his father. And then, I want to say it was like probably at least a year had gone by then. And it showed then Bambi, Thumper, and Flower had now gotten older, and yeah, their voices were now deeper. Deeper, yeah. And uh, there an owl that like lived in the forest as well, who they refer to as a friend owl, just told them of like some twitterpation that and that they will eventually fall in love. And yeah, like I said earlier, when Bambi was younger, he also did meet the female fawn Faline, and yeah, it showed how Bambi was kind of shy when he was younger with her, but then yeah, they then like did like become friendly with each other in time, and then yeah, and then here as Baby was older, he then like did meet Faline again as she was older as well, and yeah, Baby then like fell in love with Faline here, but yeah, as I said before, then there was this other older stag Rano who basically was just challenging Bambi pretty much, and he was like trying to force Faline away from Bambi, but then yeah, Bambi went after Rano and yeah, just beat him down and had Faline's affections and stuff. And then eventually, like Bambi then like could smell some smoke, and then he followed it, and he saw that there was a hunter camp nearby. And yeah, Bambi's father then like told him that the man had returned and there were more hunters with him. And so then they were fleeing to safety, and yeah, Bambi of course like went to lead Faline to safety as well. But yeah, they ended up like getting separated. And as Bambi was searching for Faline, it then like Faline ended up like being like surrounded and cornered by a a whole pack of hunting dogs. And yeah, Bambi eventually ended up finding Faline, and he just warded off all the dogs. Yeah. And yeah, it then like showed the fire was then like just spreading through the forest, and yeah, and with then like traveling through a riverbank, Bambi, his father, Faline, and the rest of the animals ended up like reaching shelter. So yeah, everyone ended up safe, and yeah, it did show like at one point there was a bird or something that ended up like being shot by the man as well. So yeah, there was another death in here, but yeah, of course like it wasn't exactly like the death of Bambi's mom. And yeah, and then the movie just ended by showing like the following a spring, Bambi was now the great prince of the forest, and it showed then now he was with Faline, and yeah, they now had two twin and fawns. So yeah, Bambi had now been a father, and yeah, it basically just showed now Bambi in his father's duties of just basically like watching over the woodlands and just now protecting all the other creatures from any dangers as well. So yeah, Bambi is now the successor to his father's duties. So yeah, and that's how it ended. So yeah, we didn't, like I said, we didn't really get to see like too much of Bambi with his father in this film. I would have probably liked it if, like, after, rather than what we got after the death of Bambi's mom, where it just showed and Bambi like walking off with his father, and then it just cuts to like that time later on where Bambi is much older. I would really like to see it if like we probably would have gotten something like very shortly after that, where it shows like Bambi is now like forming a connection with his father as well, and we could have actually seen them like kind of bond together and get a closer relationship, rather than like Bambi kind of like being like afraid of his father, like it showed. It it seemed to show like any time like Bambi ever did see his father. But yeah, I guess like that's what we got in what Disney ended up doing with the sequel. I mean, I don't know. I have never actually you watched the sequel to this film, but yeah, I watched Josh Critic's Disney Summer Review for the movie he did. So yeah, from what it seems like, it looks like maybe that was what the sequel was about, with Bambi forming a connection with his father. But I don't know. I really haven't seen that. But yeah, this film nonetheless, as for what it does have, it is like a really good film. I mean, like I said, it really does have like a ton. It really just does have an even mix of like everything. Like it has some good drama, it has good action, it has good characters, and it does like even like get like some funny scenes in it. Like not a whole lot of humor, but yeah, it does from time to time it does get a laugh here and there. So yeah, it is a real good movie with yeah just an even mix of pretty much everything. So yeah, I would recommend this, but yeah, of course, like chances are you've all already seen the movie. Yeah, because yeah, it is just like a real famous Disney film, and it is really good. So yeah, 3.5 stars out of 4, like I said. All right, so yeah, that does it for my review of Bambi. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.